Hello and welcome to our virtual program. Tonight we are doing a taste of history with cocktails. I am one of your co-hosts, Marcy Whale. I'm the manager of public programs and education at the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library, and I'm here with Ken Bain. What do you do?
I work on the design and construction of the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library.
Wonderful. And so tonight we'll be making 3 cocktails that are tied to TR's history in some way or another. Ken is my lovely assistant tonight. So grab your drink glasses, grab your ingredients, and let's make some cocktails. So first off tonight, Ken, we actually don't have a cocktail. We have a wine. So for any sort of TR fan or scholar, they know there's sort of a famous story in TR's early days at Harvard. So just like any college student, TR experimented with alcohol, some would say. He was offered admittance into 2 different social clubs at Harvard, among others. One was the AD Final Club, but he ultimately decided to accept admittance into the Porcellian. And now when he got admitted into the Porcellian, he had the sort of induction night. And when you're having that kind of celebration of getting into the social club that you really wanted to be admitted into, you might have a bit of a party. And so TR wrote this article that is very often quoted across Roosevelt literature, where he sort of recaps what happened the night before. And so this is November, Saturday the 2nd, 1878. In evening, was initiated into the Porcellian Club and was higher with wine than I ever have been before or will be again. Still, I could wind up my watch. So he had a bit of a crazy night, and it may have shaped some of his relationship to alcohol for the rest of his life, but who can't say the same for their time in college? So as a nod to his time in New York as a native New Yorker, Ken, will you grab that wine bottle for me?
This one here.
Yes. We have a wonderful 2024 dry Riesling from the Finger Lakes region of Western New York. Now, Ken, do you know where I moved from?
Yes, I do.
Where?
Mandan.
No. So I joined the project from Rochester, New York, and Rochester, New York is in the Finger Lakes region of Western New York. And one of the pride of the regions that we have are going to be our dry Rieslings. So this is from Dr. Frank Winery, which is on Hammondsport, which is on Keuka Lake, actually. And he is credited with sort of building the wine region in Western New York. Up until the 1950s or so, there was some struggle growing different styles, especially the European styles of grapes in the area. They thought it was maybe just too cold to be able to grow that certain style of wine. And Dr. Frank, being from Europe himself and having a PhD in viticulture, said, I think I can grow grapes here. And so he started what is called the vinifera revolution and did a tremendous amount of experiments and testing to figure out how you could grow European grapes in the climate of Western New York. So this is 2024. It's a dry Riesling. Ken, should we try it?
Absolutely.
All right. Cheers. What do you think, Ken?
Tastes like a dry Riesling.
Say more about what you think a dry Riesling tastes like.
It's got some fruity taste to it.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we often notice in the Finger Lakes dry Rieslings is they're going to have some of those stone fruit characteristics. You might get a little bit of nectarine or apricot on the palate. But one of my favorite notes that you get in Finger Lakes wines, and this is something that my mom and I would joke about when we did wine tastings, is if you ever didn't know what to say when the sommelier asked you what your thoughts were, you'd say, there's a good minerality to this. And it's always an acceptable answer, especially in the Finger Lakes, because a lot of the soil that is predominant there has a lot of shale in it, so you really do get those mineral notes in the wine.
So it's not chilled, is it? Is that the way that it's supposed to be, or what's the deal?
It's typically chilled.
Okay, sorry about that.
So typically, the dry Rieslings are a wine that you'll want chilled, but then taking it out before you're planning on serving it, letting it sit out at room temperature for 15, maybe 20 minutes, just to take a little bit of the edge off, because actually your palate tastes notes and flavors better on warmer foods rather than colder foods. So the colder something is, the less of the flavor you might be able to get of it. So we're tasting more of it because it's at room temperature.
Because it's at room temperature. Well, let's go for it. Have another one.
Ken, so you've been on the project for a while, right?
Yes, I have, since 2019.
Okay, and what was that like being on the project sort of well before I have?
It was very great. It was enjoyable. It was, well, this is the most fun job I've ever had.
Really? Mm-hmm. And haven't you been on a nuclear radiation waste council before?
Well, I have and still am, but that doesn't compare to what we're doing.
That's hard to believe. What was the process like for finding the land that the TRPL now sits on?
Actually, it was really kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because the direction was to find a location and make a recommendation to our board that was near Medora.
Okay.
And we put together a small little team, and we went out and researched 13 different locations, did analysis of each one, and came up with a recommendation, presented it to our board, and the board listened to it, concurred, and we have selected the location that we're at today.
And what about the spot that you guys selected through that whole process of analysis and research? What made that spot of land sort of sing for you as a site for the presidential library?
You know, we looked at 13 different locations, and there were 4 of us the first time we set foot on the ground, and all of us looked at each other and said, this is it. This is where we need to do it. And so obviously we didn't make the decision, but we made the recommendation, but it was pretty universal being there for the first time that it just felt like it needed to be here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you still think that?
Actually more today than ever. So that was before there was anything there. You know, we went through the competition. We had three different firms compete, and each had a different design, different location, and this one, the one we have today, was preferred, and it's turned out to be as well, if not better than expected from my perception.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful building, so good job picking the spot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, it was not just me, but it was, we had the right team to put it together.
Okay, so next up, Ken, we're going a little bit anachronistic with an espresso martini. Now, hold your horses. You might be thinking, espresso martinis were definitely not a drink that was maybe around in TR's time or something that he liked to drink, and you're absolutely right. Espresso martinis were invented in, do you want to take a guess? What year?
I do not.
Okay. Espresso martinis were invented in the 1980s in Soho.
1980s, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they would have been much earlier than that.
No.
Okay.
By Dick Bradsell, and apparently a young unnamed model walked into the bar and asked for a drink that would wake her up and mess her up. And so the espresso martini was invented. And I read an article by Dick Bradsell's daughter, and she said that at the core of the cocktail development was the goal to create the perfect dessert cocktail, which at the time he believed to be the Brandy Alexander. So if you notice some similarities across the cocktails, you're exactly on the mark. There's going to be some of those connections to rounding out the flavor profile that you see in a Brandy Alexander and the espresso martini. Now, The connection here is obviously TR was a prolific coffee drinker. His son, Theodore Roosevelt, said that his coffee cup was more in the nature of a bathtub, and it's been stated multiple times that he drank over a gallon of coffee a day. How much coffee a day do you drink, Ken?
Zero.
Zero. And that's crazy. I drink more coffee than that a day, but Ken's better than me in a lot of ways. So the twist on the espresso martini that we're doing today is we're doing a little bit of East meets West. So instead of the standard vodka that you see in an espresso martini, we're subbing it out for a bourbon whiskey, sort of thinking of maybe what the cowboys might be drinking on the open range. And an interesting fact here is, do you think TR drank a lot of whiskey when he was in Medora?
I do.
He did not. So TR said in one of his testimonies that there was not a lot of whiskey going on at the Medora cabin, and typically if he was drinking whiskey, it was as the doctor prescribed, purely medicinal. But we're subbing it in because it feels sort of Western, wouldn't you say?
I like that.
Okay.
I can't wait to try it.
Me neither. So, Ken, let's start off making the espresso martini. Can you get me the shaker glasses?
The shaker glass, this like this one here?
Yep, perfect.
Yeah. And you want this here too?
Absolutely. And so, because Ken and I don't want to share a glass, we're making a double, and we'll decant it into 2 different glasses. So if the quantities seem pretty severe, know that we're going to be splitting it up, but you can totally choose to make a single or a double, share it, keep it for yourself.
Or we could recommend that everybody also makes it for a second person, and they should enjoy it together.
Absolutely, that's what you should do. So we are going to start off with 4 ounces of our vodka substitute. So we are going to use a Buffalo Trace Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Are you familiar with this product, Ken?
I've had some before.
Okay. I have not had a lot of it. I'm not a brown alcohol lover.
No, well, when I said I've had it before, it was once. So, not a lot either.
Okay.
Good. So now what else can I get for you?
Measuring glass.
Oh, like this?
Yes, absolutely. So
You don't count, you just have to measure?
I have to measure. So we are doing 4 ounces of bourbon, which comes to a half cup, which seems like a lot of alcohol to be pouring into a drink. But remember, we're making this for 2. Half cup of bourbon, whiskey, bourbon whiskey. Okay, and now we need 2 shots of espresso. So can you pass me those?
Espresso.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay, we're pouring that in there. You can pop that in the sink. And then we have 1 ounce each of coffee liqueur and simple syrup. So we're using Kahlua. Are you a Kahlua guy at all?
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
White Russian?
Black Russian.
Okay, can you pass me the measuring spoons? Okay, so we don't have a measuring shot glass right now, so we're just converting to tablespoons. So if you need an ounce of something, that comes out to 2 tablespoons. So I'm doing 2 tablespoons of Kahlua. And then the same of simple syrup. I'll pass that to you. And grab me the simple syrup when you're ready. Yep. Can you open it too?
There you go.
Thank you. This is a big cocktail, Ken.
Okay.
You can set that there somewhere for me. There you go. And then we are going to add ice and shake. Sufficient?
It was perfect. I counted. You did it right on. But now you got to get it off.
Thank you, Ken. We think a rocks glass, sort of? This?
That will work well. Well.
We're fine with well. So
What do you need?
how should we decant it?
Oh.
So an important thing to note with our cocktail night tonight, which experienced viewers will have already picked up on, I'm not a cocktail expert. Ken, are you a cocktail expert?
I am not, but I'm learning from you, even though you say you're not.
Oh, thank you, Ken. So if you are following along at home, you're in good company, because we're probably right about at your skill level. Okay. So now here we have an espresso martini with a Western twist. We have a little bit of bourbon whiskey in there instead of the vodka. Should we try it, Ken?
Absolutely.
That will wake you up.
Yeah, for a guy that doesn't drink coffee, this is pretty darn good.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have another sip.
Okay. Well,
Or
me too.
drink.
Not too shabby.
You did good.
Thank you.
You did.
What's going on with the project lately in your side of things?
Well, it's been a long process. We started in 2019, selected a site, went through and did an evaluation, went through a competition to have the right designer. We did another process of developing the contractor who would do the construction. Spent 3 years doing design, and now 3 years doing construction within 6 months of opening. Been a great process, and you see the attention to detail and the magnificent project that's evolving. It's really, really fun, good, and I can't wait for the public to be able to participate and see it.
Me too. Now, Ken, we were both on the same tour of the library earlier this morning with Ed O'Keefe. When we were walking around, is there a part of the library that you get most excited to see? Was there a favorite part on that tour this morning?
I think it's hard to not think of the exhibits as being amazing. I doesn't take away from the rest of it. I think the site's amazing, the building is amazing, and then having the exhibits, all of that comes together to make it really an amazing project.
Absolutely. And just the architecture of those spaces we were moving through was incredible. And the exhibits aren't even quite in there yet, but seeing the structure, the home for the history that we'll be able to house, even that's incredible.
It's beyond incredible. I mean, it's phenomenal. The attention to detail, all the different pieces of this are kind of at a level above anything else.
Absolutely. Now, Ken, I know that we are working to be a living building, so completing the Living Building Challenge. What's it like working towards that certification, and what is the Living Building Challenge?
Well, I think, first of all, working toward that description of being an LBC or Living Building Challenge was, a struggle at times because it's just a phenomenal type of designation to have. We will be the largest cultural building in the world that has an LBC substantiation when it's all done. So it's been really fun, but also I think the conservation that's associated with being LBC is something that we can all have pride in, and that it looks at 7 different petals, we'll call them, that are all part of being a living building challenge. And unlike a lot of other designations, this isn't just a design, it's actually it's a combination of design, build, and operate. And when we have to be able to achieve that designation, at least operating 1 year fully to be able to be there, and we have every bit of confidence we can do that.
Wow, it's a big obligation, but for a place like the TR Presidential Library, I think it's an incredible honor to be able to live up to all those challenges and certifications.
Yeah, and that was the thought from the beginning.
Really?
This is what TR would want, and made that determination. Of course, obviously that came through our board and the entire administration, that this was important for us to make a part of this building.
Wow, cool.
Very cool.
Okay, Ken, what are you most excited about for the library to open?
I am most excited about, after having been intimately involved in all the details of this, to share that with the public.
Yeah.
That the public can finally come in. There's been a lot of people speculating, and there's been a lot of good press that's going on, but I think when people are actually there, can see it, experience it, and feel it, they'll have the same feeling that I do.
That's incredible. I'm excited for that too.
Yes, I think all of our team has been working toward that. So it's nobody individually, but collectively, it's been good.
It's been pretty dang good. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Ken, should we make some mint juleps?
I'm ready and waiting.
Okay, so we've got 2 copper cups right now. I believe this is traditionally in a pewter cup. This is what we've got on hand. The same philosophy goes for you as well. So at the bottom of our glasses, we want 8 mint leaves in each cup.
8 mint leaves. Can you help count here?
Nope.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Perfect.
And then 1, 2,
Okay.
3, that was a small one. 3, 4,
Seems like these are already off the stem.
5, 6. I planned ahead. There you go. You got 10 of them. We're equal.
Okay, so we've got 10 mint leaves in the bottom of each cup, and now depending on what recipe you use, you might see a sweeter or a less sweet mint julep. We're gonna make this on the sweeter side, so a little bit close to half the amount of bourbon should be sugar. And to do a little bit of a throwback, instead of using simple syrup, we're going to use sugar cubes. So Ken, I would like you to measure what you feel like is an appropriate amount of sugar for each cup.
I don't know. Let's do this together. How about 1 for you?
Okay.
Look at that.
Perfect.
1, 2. Oops, careful. I may have to use my fingers here. I'm sticking on the bottom. Here we go. 2. Likewise. All right. Here we go. 2.
You faked putting one in.
There. There's going to be 4 each. We had 8 leaves, 4 sugar cubes. Does that work?
That works. Okay, so now we are going to muddle that at the bottom of our glass. And in the spirit of TR, we're going to use a big stick. And this definitely isn't because we couldn't find a muddler in the kitchen that we're using. So wish me luck muddling these sugar cubes.
All right, nice job, nice job. Here.
Okay, and we'll just start again. Perfect. Okay, so now we are going to top with plenty of crushed ice. So we've got our crushed ice right
Here
here.
you go.
I'm gonna just kind of pack this in here. Now you'll see some variations with different mint julep recipes. Use the one that feels the best to you. Like with all cocktails and all cooking, recipes change based on who makes them, and that's what makes it kind of fun. Find the one that you like the best. So now we are adding our bourbon, and so we need 2 ounces of bourbon in each cup. So can you also grab the measuring glass? Perfect. So we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of bourbon into each glass. Perfect. All right. And now we are going to stir it. Do you have your TR branded stirring stick?
All right.
No. So we'll look back over there.
There. We do have 2 of them.
There it is.
There it is. It was stuck in our last drink.
Okay. So now we'll,
See the TR?
there we go. We'll stir a drink here. There we go.
I had it.
Okay. And now we are going to top with a dome of ice and then mint. And so because we're in North Dakota and we love to celebrate the weather we have here in the northern plains, we thought we'd use some bona fide North Dakota snow that we collected out from the Badlands, which are just right outside our door here. So we're gonna put a dome of this on top. Okay. Nice and cold. Ken, how cold is it today?
It's like, it's cold. It's like 20 below almost.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you like that kind of
Oh, I
cold?
love it.
Perfect. Me too. And now, Ken, let's garnish. That is not enough snow.
I knew you were going to correct me on that. There we go. Is that better? It's not quite as high, but it's going to be good enough. I can't wait to have a drink.
Okay, and we'll garnish with some mint leaves.
Here you go.
Perfect. All right, should we try our concoction here, Ken?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Perfect. Cheers, Ken. How's that for a mint julep?
Actually, that was really well. I like that. You did okay.
Thank you, Ken.
You did good, maybe even.
You did all right too, Ken.
You've asked me lots of questions about what's exciting about it. What's exciting about it for you?
So much of the project is really tremendously exciting to me. I know that you sort of know this already, but this is an institution that I was watching ever since it was announced in 2014. And so to be able to join the project as the manager of public programs and education is just so exciting and an honor in itself, because in that role, I get to design a lot of the educational experiences and the programs that sort of bring our mission and values to life for all the people that are going to be coming out here. So whether that's, we're going to be walking on the boardwalk and talking about the history of the area and TR's time in the Badlands and sort of sharing that historical passion that we're all already so invested in, that's exciting. Thinking about all the students that are going to be able to come through. I'm a product of the North Dakota school systems, and thinking about a school bus of kids, whatever age, from fourth graders up through college, get to see a building that is unlike almost any other building in the world, and they get to learn through our immersive experiences, and they get to see the narrative gallery. And in being able to live through TR's life like our exhibits allow, how is that going to change them when they leave? What are they going to learn from TR all these years after he died that's going to resonate and stick with them for the rest of their life? Like, that's a tremendous opportunity, and I'm really excited just for all the people that are going to experience the library, learn from TR, and carry it with them through the rest of their lives.
Well stated, because our future are our kids, and our kids being able to experience that is going to be phenomenal for them.
I know, and this is an institution that's going to be around, well past us. It's going to live all these years after us, and it's going to continue shaping all of their lives, and we got to be a part of the project. Like, what an honor is that,
It is an honor, yes.
Ken, would you say you had fun tonight?
I didn't know what to expect, and I had an amazing time tonight. It was fun to do this.
Oh, I'm really glad you were able to join me for this. Now I have to ask a pressing question. What was your favorite drink of the night?
My favorite drink for the night, it's very simple, but I thought the wine was really good tonight.
You know just what to say, Ken. I'm inclined to agree. A big fan of New York State wineries myself, but how can you go wrong with TR's sometimes favorite, the mint julep? This was a fun one to make. I thought you did a wonderful job picking the leaves, and you can really taste it in the final product. So this might be my favorite of the night.
Well, I'm not quite there with you, but that's fine. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
We can agree to disagree. Thank you all for joining us tonight for our Taste of History cocktail edition. Ken and I had a wonderful time preparing and talking through these cocktails. Now, if you want to learn more about the library, see what's going on with this wonderful, fantastic building that we're building out here in Western North Dakota, we know just the place you can go. Check out trlibrary.com, follow us on social media, and we'll see you in the arena. Have a good night.
Good night.